Peace and love.
All right,
Yes,
y'all.
sir.
Be black in the pace.
Did somebody say we're back in the building? We're back in the building.
Hey,
What's going on, fellas?
All right.
say word.
What's happening, bro?
Everything's lovely. Good to be back
In
with
the
you guys,
building.
man.
It's been a minute. Seems like it's been.
Yeah.
Seems like I'm just getting back from vacation.
Getting it.
What's up, fellas?
Yes, sir. It's good to be back.
It's all love, man. What y'all up to, man? How y'all feeling?
Man, feeling great. Been feeling great. How about you, bro?
Man, I'm feeling dynamite. Then I heard y'all got something that's gonna have me feeling all right. And in a couple of weeks, I'm supposed to be mega tight. That's what I heard. That's just what I heard. You know, Command Sergeant Major. I know you know. So I'm just guessing. So to the knower of knows. What say
I'm on the
you?
outside looking in. I want to see what they got. They're going to be there right there.
Got my man in the
Oh, there go
show,
my
baby.
We
up,
made
family?
up, brothers. In the
yeah, baby.
house. What's
up,
up,
Cuzzo?
I made it.
In the house.
All right.
Hey,
Man,
man,
glad you in the building, King.
Yeah.
Right.
How's everybody?
The whole crew tonight.
How
We're
you
going to
doing?
start the war, man. We in full swing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All back, live in effect. So,
Oh,
good to have the
together
whole
now.
team back. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. It's good to have the family back together again.
Got the whole crew back.
Comedian Blake, how you doing, Mr. Thompson? Blake, Thompson, Blake. God damn it, Blake Thompson. I get it right. Hey, that Fonda, where you been at, woman?
All right.
Bernice Taylor, how you doing? How you doing, dear? Karen Beans, how you doing?
Yes, indeed. All right.
Peace and love.
Yes,
Good to
sir.
see you all.
Who we got out there?
Got Vaughn in the building.
Blessed. Vonda
Yes,
Blessed.
sir.
Vaughn in the house
Got
tonight.
Bernice Taylor. We got Karen Beans in the building. Got Janine in the building.
Yeah.
Got Bernice Taylor. Peace and love.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Bernice. What's up?
Bernice was out there walking early this morning, Lenny. Hey, Raj, I saw her working. She was out there.
Thanks for the
this
share.
morning walking.
Oh, yeah.
What
Oh,
happened?
word?
Yeah,
Bernice get the.
She out there walking.
Bernice was getting it in.
Bernice was getting it in.
Bernice get the.
All right. Who
She
else
wasn't
we got
in
out
New York,
there?
though.
Check in, check in,
I bet
check
she
in.
wasn't in New York.
Oh, word?
Check in, check it in, check it in. Bernice, get the award for the day, boy.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
7:30
indeed.
this morning. While I'm fighting traffic, she was
7:30
out there
day.
walking.
All right. Well, we got a
Lenny, we was on our way to
fun-filled
work.
show tonight. We got a lot of information, some new information. Pierre got some things that we're gonna share with y'all. This brother doing things, he's holding out on us, but we got him
Yeah,
to show his information finally.
man. What I was about to say, man. He was holding out on it. Man, we busting the diamonds off out here, baby. What we doing? Huh?
Huh?
You just don't even know we got greatness all around us, man. We trying to celebrate him more. Now he just letting us know we unpeeling him. Man, we known this guy for decades and decades. And didn't know.
My man,
Did you know, Lenny?
in the house? What's up, get in?
Huh?
Hey, man. Well, y'all gonna learn today. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna give any more. We're gonna learn a little bit more today. No question
Yes,
about
indeed.
our main man.
Well, let's get this thing cranking, y'all.
It's just a journey,
Let's rock
man.
and roll.
Let's
Get
go.
this thing cranking.
Yes, sir.
Brother, entertaining show on the web, we like to call it. And what do they call it, Arden?
You know what we do, baby. This is where healthy is the new sexy.
Healthy than the
Welcome.
Well, look who's back again. Look who's
Yes,
back
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Oh, man.
Got the Firm Brothers back in the building, y'all. I know you gotta love it.
Man, I love that song.
Want to say hello to Kim last one night. Hello to Kim Marie Walker. Hello to my man Kenny Adams.
Y'all say hello to the firm. Y'all check in. Say hello, firm. Y'all say What's up?
Love.
What's up, family?
What's up, Kenny? Yeah.
Tell them what the song is again.
Oh man, this song, it's about just the way it goes. Sometimes stuff just go wrong, and that's just the way it goes, and we just gotta deal with it, and we keep on moving.
That's what's up, brother.
That's what happened to us. You ain't gonna get out this life alive.
No doubt.
Yeah.
What's up? Command Sergeant Major in the building.
Hula.
Ah,
How we doing? All right.
Break it down for us, brother.
Okay, let's go and break it down. We are not physicians, and this show is not providing medical advice for any ailments or medical conditions. If you have a medical condition, we strongly suggest you seek the advice of a professional healthcare provider prior to attempting any information shown on this broadcast. Back to you, Nighty.
Yes, sir. Let's get this flipped around. We're going to get this flipped around because my man is in the building, Pierre.
no. You got one.
He was
Yes,
ready
sir.
to stand there for you, though, Pierre. But we're going to get you queued up. There you go, baby. There you go.
There you
Hey,
go.
what's up, y'all? Tonight, it's open forum night. So all you got to do is call in. Please call in. We need somebody to call in so we know this works. All right. The number is 240-230-7545. Please call in. You got any questions pertaining to what we're talking about or anything you think that we can help you with? Please, by all means, call in. That's what we're here for, guys. We're here for you.
Yeah. Lots of information
awesome.
tonight. Lots of information tonight.
Sure.
But Q, we got people checking in, man. I don't want to not say what's up to people. They got a good brother right there. What's up, Kenny Adams?
Yes, sir. Kenny Adams.
Kenny,
What's up,
Yes,
Kenny.
sir.
brother?
Hey,
You got
What's up, bro?
Kim
What's
Class
up, buddy?
Night in the building.
Kim Classy Night. Where
Kim
my girl
Classy
at?
Good night.
Kim Knight looking good, boy.
She-
Seen her in that
Yes,
nice
sir.
dress
What?
she had on Facebook the
Yes,
other day.
sir.
Kim, I seen you, girl. Looking like
Get the
you're
applause.
like you're a model out of a magazine.
she making me have to put my glasses on.
Karen Beans in the building. Yes,
Kim
indeed.
Marie.
In the
Welcome,
building,
welcome.
Kim Marie Walker. How you doing, Kim Marie Walker? Good evening to you.
Karen Beans, you looking good too, girl.
Karen
Well,
Beans.
Karen,
Yeah.
yo, Karen be looking good for sure.
No doubt. No doubt.
Mhm.
Saw my girl Pond on here earlier too.
They said, what's
Class
up,
of
firm?
78
Everybody
right
saying,
there.
what's up to the firm, baby?
What's going on, Kenny?
Definitely.
Mad love for the firm. Mad love for the firm.
Yeah,
Peace and
Check it.
love.
Appreciate it.
Oh, Tanya Tenacious
Yeah.
Cooper just checked in. How you doing, Tanya? Tanya, hey,
Oh,
Tanya, you need to
love.
call me. Stop playing. Call me. You know what we need to do. Get set for next week.
Yep. That's what's up. That's up to all our good people. But look, we got to tell them what's on the show tonight. There's a lot on
He's
it.
going to chat for the night. You going to bring it on in.
So let's
Yeah,
go
we've
ahead.
been away for a week or so, and it's time to get back in the swing of things. And tonight we're gonna cover a couple of things. First of all, we're gonna talk about in the socially speaking segment. We're gonna talk about the NFL and the start to the new season and how things have jumped off so far in the NFL with the Ravens and the Washington football team and the Cowboys and some others. And we're just gonna talk a little bit about the NFL and how the new excitement started. Then we're going to jump out of that and we're going to go straight to our man, Mr. Pierre Parker, his book, straight out of Pierre's book, Dreamin' Lean. And we're going to talk about a segment with him tonight. We're going to cover that and let Pierre break that down for us. And after that, we're going to transition to hidden carbs, what slows down ketosis. And this is something that people need to know about this because these are things that can slow you down from your goals. We want to make sure you are aware of them. Kenny Adams said, how about them Cowboys? Come ahead, man. Go ahead, Kenny, get out of here with that nonsense.
Man.
Marty be saying, fuck you mean?
Oh, man, Marty will be on you right now. Kenny, you know Marty will be blasting you right now. And lastly, for tonight, we're going to cover Pierre Parker's personal slogan and our new challenge: bread will make you spread challenge. It's a low carb, eliminating carb challenge, and that's going to begin starting tonight. We're going to talk about that tonight as well. So, Lanny, with that being said, let's get ready to rumble.
All right, baby. All right. What's up, Arden?
Oh, yes.
What's up, Arden?
Hey, man, what's up next? You know, if you missed this, you can also check us out on YouTube. All of the shows are archived on YouTube, I should say. So definitely check us out, because the fundamentals, even if we're not here, they're always here every day, no doubt. So what's up next? We're going to break it down with the fundamentals of intermittent fasting, and we always like to share that every time. And I got the Dr. Q in the building. I mean, he like Dr. J, but Dr. Q in the building on the fundamentals of fasting.
Oh,
Peace
my
and love, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out.
Oh, man. But anyway, fundamentals. I'm laughing at Kenny Harris and Kenny Adams and Sharon Harris. Good evening. How y'all guys doing? But anyway, the fundamentals of fasting.
Good evening.
And we're going to talk about that and break it down real fast. You know, fasting is not a new concept. It's not a diet. It's been around forever. Everyone does a portion of fasting without even realizing that they're doing it. It's more a timed eating pattern. I want you to realize that you're not starving yourself. All you're really doing is shifting your fuel source. And during pattern 1, which is your fasting state, is the time in which you are not allowed to eat any food. You can consume non-caloric beverages such as black coffee, green tea, and things of that nature without any cream or sugar or anything added to it. And guys, to make it easier for you during your fasting time, your sleep hours are rolled into your fasting time. So if you're sleeping 6 to 8 hours, that gets rolled into your fasting time. And over a period of time, it becomes easier to extend your fasting state. Then you shift over to pattern 2, which is your feeding state, the hours on which you have the ability to eat food, consume food. Now, the block of hours in which you eat will be determined by what protocol you choose. But the thing is, when you do eat, be smart about it. Don't pig out. Most people eat anywhere from 1 to 3 times. It just depends upon the protocol they choose. And over time, it becomes easier to shorten your eating window. You can shrink it down from 8 hours to 6 hours, 4 hours. Some people have even shrinking it down. Now, fasting has many benefits to it, including mental sharpness, weight loss, lowering inflammation, protection from diseases, higher energy levels, better sleep, better sex, and on and on and on and on.
What you say, boy? What you say, boy?
Better sex. Come on, let's be real about this thing. So guys and ladies, fasting can do a lot for the body. And there are different ways in which you can do it. Our beginning protocol is a 16 and 8 method, where you fast for 16 hours, followed by an 8-hour feeding window. There's an 18-hour fast with a 6-hour feeding window. There's a 24-hour fast with a 4-hour feeding window. Then there's something called OMAD. OMAD stands for 1 meal a day, which you would eat 1 time during a 24-hour period. And then there's an alternate day fast, where you fast one day, you eat regularly the next day, and then fast the following day, and alternate back and forth, as the name implies. With any of these protocols, it doesn't matter the protocol you choose. The key to it all is consistency. If you learn to be consistent, your results will definitely follow. Back to you guys.
Yes, indeed. Hey, look, Q. Let me get my brother Pierre Star to show up on the screen. Can't be doing that. You know what I mean? Where we at? Boom! There he is. Bam!
Hey, baby.
Love Kate.
Kim Knight says she for this part, Arden, right here.
I saw that. I was,
benefits of
loving that
fasting.
piece right there. That's what it's done. Hey, man, but I tell you what, somebody better be fasting if they jump up there, man. They mess around, get their feelings hurt. She in shape now, boy. Be ready for the marathon.
Behave yourself. But this is an adult show, so you know what I mean. Anyways, nigga, my man, Mr. Command Sergeant Major coming back to the microphone. So anyway, look, y'all, this what's up this week. Socially speaking, y'all ready? Are you ready for some football?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah, man,
look.
Uh-oh.
Big shout out to my man, my brother, one and only, like no other, Mr. Darius A. Stanton with the Peace in the Morning Show. Friday.
Yes, sir.
Facebook Live on his page. Check it out. Provocative, informative, educational. You name it. My brother be bringing it strong to the mic
every week
on Thursdays and Fridays, actually. So y'all definitely
check
him out. Highly recommend it, and he's a sponsor every week on our show. But look, this the subject. The first few weeks of the NFL, man, have been crazy.
Yes, they have. Exciting.
Crazy, unbelievable. Some of these games that, you know, it's like they've been waiting for the fans to come back to perform. What you think? What you say, Q?
Oh man, it's been exciting, man, all the way around the league. Just close games, buzzer beaters, and all that kind of stuff. So let's talk about it, guys. Let's just talk about it.
So look, y'all ready to argue? Y'all ready to talk some football? Kenny
yes,
ready? I know Kenny always ready.
Kenny, I know you're ready, Kenny.
Kenny always ready. Anything come to the Cowboys.
What's Kenny's team anyway?
But look,
Cowboy.
This is how we rolling
the Bama boys. I mean, we said
hello to Amanda Holland, hello to Melody Butler, and a few others.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Piggy.
Football.
Go ahead, Raven. Go ahead, Raven.
Oh, that's football there.
Lines up with the football.
Look at that.
Williams
Ball bounced right to
get
it.
into the end zone. It's coming. Mahomes gets away.
Get him.
Keeps
Get
his eyes
him.
Downfield and fires and completes it.
Man,
to
they was just
Kelsey.
running
Look at
all
that.
over the place. I was
And
like, turning this
Kelsey
game off.
blocking inside the 20. Rumbling inside the 10.
That was
Look at this. Kelsey's in the end zone.
I got
Right
this
right there.
Jackson will now take it from the gun, from the pistol. Keeping himself untouched.
I think that was a game winner,
Into
wasn't
the
it?
end
Was it
zone.
a game winner? Yeah, the
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.
Yeah, we're looking at the JV game now.
Look, the Washington football team was representing.
Jones on a delayed handoff. Barkley races right. Barkley's got room.
Yeah,
Barkley
Washington
turns
and
the
the
corner.
Giants, that's
Barkley
JV.
across midfield, down the right sideline, 25, and finally pushed out of bounds in Washington territory. 2nd and 1. Jones keeps it. He's going to run.
Oh,
Right. Jones gets it across
Oh,
midfield,
he's
down the left
nasty.
sideline of the 40. 35-30. Jones cuts back to the right, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Giants! Daniel
He thought he was
Jones!
Lamar Jackson.
C.J. Borg gets called for the hold
Right.
that
They got the
negates
same emblem.
Daniel Jones'
Yeah, he thought he was
66-yard
something.
touchdown run. He is set from 23 yards out. Snap, spot, kick, whistled through. 47-yard kick on its way. It's got the distance, and it is good.
That was the go-ahead kick.
Takes the snap, he's back to throw. Fires it over the middle, completes it to Shepard for a first down. Jones calls out signals, 2 receivers right. He's got Barkley to his right. Jones back to throw. He's going to heave one down the
Giants
left
played a good game,
sideline,
though.
and
They did
it is
good
caught
game.
for the touchdown. Darius Slayton, his first target of the game, and he gets the
played a
touchdown.
good game.
Leg of the shotgun set. Play fake to Barkley. Jones with
But at the end,
play fake. Jones back, has time, zips one down the right side and completes it.
you would have thought the Giants won this game with all these highlights.
Snap is good. Kick on its way.
Oh,
It's got the
Jones is-
distance. It is good.
The gunslinger.
In a shotgun
Jones is a
set.
gunslinger.
Heineke back. Throws it right. Intercepted
I
by
was like,
Bradbury.
why are you throwing
at
the
the
ball
20-yard
right here?
line.
You just need to run the ball. Run the
He
clock
jumped
out.
the
They had
route.
lead.
From 35. Snap is good. Kick on its way. End over end, and it's right down the middle.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is no good.
4.
But a flag is down in the secondary.
Yeah, y'all gonna need
Washington
to
is
kick.
saying
We
that
got
the
lucky.
Giants are
We got lucky.
offsides.
We got lucky out
Y'all
there.
gonna need
Yeah.
to kick.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is good.
Now look, y'all, that was the NFL last weekend. My God. I think the Cowboys had a close game. They pulled it out at the
Yeah,
end.
y'all Washington
Yeah.
folk need new kickers.
Um,
They're gonna need new kickers. Y'all ain't got no Justin Tucker up there.
yeah.
Hey, Miss
That's what I'm
Queen.
talking about, Sharon. We still won, though, baby. We still won.
Yeah, sure. So they still won.
Sure.
Miles said go
Uh-oh.
Ravens. He said it was a
Got
great
it.
game.
Go
Melody,
down.
Melanie said,
Go
go
Yeah,
Dallas.
Yeah.
Melanie, yeah, she's a
Yes,
big Dallas fan.
Melanie.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mel's
she a
a
big
big
Dallas.
Dallas fan, no question.
Yeah,
How
she is.
confident?
Yes, indeed.
How confident are you in your favorite team this year? How many Raven fans out there? Just type the name
Oh,
of
yeah.
your team in it. Type the name of your team.
Put your team in. Put your team in
Yeah,
here.
put your team in it.
Damn, somebody put up the Raiders.
Oh, yeah. Ravens going to be in there. They know football.
The Maryland
Brown
football
hair.
team. They play in Maryland. They homeless and nameless.
Kenny all over your
Man.
team, Lenny.
Oh,
Kenny
man.
is all over
Hey.
your team.
Who gonna take up for the Washington football team? Come on, put the name of your squad in here.
I'll take
Ravens
up
Bees,
for
the
take the other name off of it.
Ravens Nation.
Well,
Ravens,
shoot, Lenny, that's your squad.
that's my squad. the
You
Washington
got it.
football team.
You got it.
Homeless.
That's my squad.
Kenny
Right?
Kenny said they homeless.
I always said if
Kenny,
they
what you
changed their
say?
name, I would boot them, wish
Kenny,
them
you
well.
wrong.
He said they homeless
So-
Adams, you
name.
foul. You are foul.
Hey, what about the Pittsburgh
Here we go.
Steelers?
Boston Wild. They're so annoying.
Oh, the Steelers gonna do their thing, man. They gonna get it right.
Miles, stop
They
it,
gonna get
Miles. Stop it. Behave yourself, son. Behave yourself.
Rams
Oh,
balling
my
this
God.
year. Rams is balling. So, what do y'all think? Is your team? Who is your team, and will they make the playoffs? That's the question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
The Ravens gonna be in the
Tanya
playoffs.
Cooper is a Steeler fan, and me and her
Oh, no
always
doubt.
going at it. So, Tanya, me and you gonna have to talk about that because you're going down.
I think the Steelers gonna make the
I'm a dope
playoffs.
bus.
What's with the W? Is that a
What's up with the
college team?
You know what I mean? They changed it.
That's the
It's time
Washington.
for championship since they, lost that other name.
Oh, that's the Washington. Okay.
Somebody tried to call just now, and I missed the call. Can you just call back? I didn't have my
It was
phone
Kenny
ready.
Walker. I mean, it was Kenny Adams. Call back, Kenny. Kenny,
Okay,
call
yeah.
again.
Call up. But a lot of Ravens fans.
Go ahead.
Karen is a Ravens fan. Let me see what we got. Let me see.
Oh, Kimberly Queen's Ravens fan. She know her football. Go ahead, sis.
That's right. That's
I'm
right.
talking about. Now, you gotta listen to Command Sergeant Major. Who playing good?
All right, who we got on the call? Talking mess. Who's ready to talk some mess now? Who is this?
Football.
You already know. You already know.
There it is. Here he is. Oh,
You
Lord.
already know.
Man, we got to put up with this right now.
Okay.
I had to interject. I ain't gonna cut nobody off, but there's no such thing as the Washington Redskins, Washington football team. Y'all playing, man. Y'all homeless and nameless.
That's jacked up.
Oh, man, here we go.
Boy, you ain't right.
I had
Boy,
to
you
interject.
ain't right.
Yeah.
You better go. You ain't right.
So Kenny, what's up
I
with your
had to.
Cowboys? Y'all almost blew it last week.
Y'all the only team in the country named after black men.
What you
So
say, Kenny?
y'all figure that shit out when you go home.
I got you. I know what you're talking about, Hardy.
You had.
You're right.
Lose the Buccaneers game. We should be 2-0.
Well, I will say that you should be 2-0, but Tom
Yeah, because
Brady.
you could have beat Tampa Bay. You really could have beat Tampa Bay. But
We should be 2-0 too.
The Ravens should be 2-0.
Yep.
Man, and look, you ask any football fan in the league, this team should be 2-0.
That's true. That's true. So,
But,
Everybody gonna feel that
So
way
they
right
say
now.
about the shoulda.
so who you play this week, Kenny? Who y'all got this week?
They said shoulda.
who we got this week? Oh, man, I don't even know, bro.
See, you ain't a real fan. You don't even know your schedule. You don't even know the real schedule.
A real fan either. Then. Kenny, I ain't gonna throw you under the bus, Kenny, because I ain't a real fan either. Then.
I just got on here to talk some mess to the Redskins, to the Redskins fans like you. Y'all are homeless and nameless.
my brother.
No, they live up the street from me, outside of D.C.
Well, Kenny, man, we always appreciate
They're
you.
on the other side.
We appreciate.
Always a pleasure, baby.
Hey,
Always
Kenny,
a pleasure. Good show, man.
2 weeks.
All right,
we need
brother.
that subject matter from you in 2 weeks, brother. We need that
Yes,
subject
sir.
matter in 2
We
weeks,
need
brother.
you.
We'll talk
We
about
need you in 2 weeks to come back with the child, please. All right.
You already know. I'm already on it.
All right, brother.
Hey, you should have hit him with it right there. Child, please.
All right, brother.
All right,
All right,
that's
bro.
no other than Kenny Adams talking smack as a Cowboy fan. Like that's what the Cowboy fans do. So yeah,
Yeah, the Ravens got the Lions next. We got the Lions next.
will your
Oh,
team
wow.
make
Okay.
the playoffs? Let's go down. Let's go
Yep.
around. Let's go around down the line real fast. Arden, you're a Steeler and a Raven fan. I don't know how you beat that, but
Yeah.
Arden,
Yeah, man, both of them gonna make the playoffs. Don't even worry about what I do, man. Both of them gonna make the playoffs, though. Neither one of them cut me a check, so I mean, this is all off the love, man. I ain't making no money out of this.
Q.
So,
I
you know,
am.
for all the other teams, if you want a professional fan, you give me a call.
Hey,
I can tell you.
am.
Q, what's
What's
up
that?
with you? What's up with your Ravens?
What you say, Q?
I said I am.
You a what?
I found a way to monetize.
You getting a check?
Yeah,
All right, bro. Let me know. I'll talk to you after.
What's up with your Raven? I say Raiders. Damn, your Ravens. Are they gonna make the playoffs? What's up?
Who you asking
You talking
me?
to you,
He
Q?
talking to me.
You.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
They know where I'm at.
Like my boy Miles Walker said, imagine if we didn't have all the injuries we had. We'd be killing y'all right now. But even with the injuries,
Sure would.
Command Sergeant Major, even with our injuries, we still nice. We
That's
still
indeed.
nice.
So what about you, Command Sergeant Major? You Ravens fans, y'all making the playoffs or what?
Oh, most definitely. We're going to make the playoffs with the broken team we got, pulling people up off the practice squad. Because we don't quit.
And man, if need be, we're gonna go ahead have him come get Command Sergeant Major. So, you know, for the special plays, man, when we need to close the show. So we on it.
What say you, Pierre?
I'll be the baddest guy out there for 10 seconds, though.
I had an East Coast, West Coast thing. So the Ravens, you know, East Coast, the Raiders was West Coast. But, you know, since they moved now, it's like, you know, yeah, so I usually, you know, root for either one of them.
They in Las Vegas.
Tamara was the biggest Ravens fan ever, man.
She was what?
She had Tamara was the biggest Ravens fan ever.
Wow. Okay.
I used to call her the couch coach. She'd be on the couch coaching the team. Flacco, do I gotta come down there and show you how to throw that damn ball?
Hey, look, Tanya Cooper says Steelers and they're gonna make the playoffs. I'm no secret. I go for the nameless team, but I'm gonna keep it real. We made the playoffs last year, but I don't know about this year. You know, I'm just gonna keep it, but I'll take it if we do. So anyway, y'all, good segment. Let's keep it rocking. Keep it rocking.
Let's keep it moving.
Hey man, one question though. What do you think about the Pack Stadium? Y'all can get back to that. Yo, who we got rocking with us?
Rocking with us, yo. You're rocking with us.
Yo. Love y'all.
Call C-Man Anderson. We're gonna have him back on the show pretty soon, y'all. He'll be back on joining us. Gladys Young, Carlos Rice, Kim.
Your microphone, Lanny. Get in your microphone, son.
Kim and Kim, Wanda Powell, Kimberly Walker.
Yes, indeed.
Gerald Hunt, Wanda Bless Frankie.
Rocking with us. Yes,
Gerald
rocking with us.
Sorry, dude. Mr.
Rocking
Keith
with
Colvin, Honey Rice,
Rocking with us.
Paul Snow,
Rocking with us.
Coach, Dusty
Rocking with
Knight,
us. Rocking with us. KJ. Rocking with us.
Hey, somebody said they can't hear us. Can y'all hear us? If you can't hear us,
I can hear you now.
You can hear us? Okay, cool.
Can't hear anything. Wow. Thank you, Kimberly. Can you hear us now? Featured videos. This video is going to be featuring hidden carbs. But let's real quick check. Please put a 1 down in the bottom if you can hear us right now. Definitely. Just to check one time. Can you hear us? How about now?
Bernice Taylor says she can hear you. Boy.
Bernice, you can hear?
How about now?
What's up, Bernice family?
Thank you.
Tanya said, y'all lost my picture. I need I understand you may need a
Thank
update
you,
picture
thank you.
after 50 pounds lost. Wow! Wow.
Hey,
We're gonna
look,
talk about
we
that,
need
Tanya. We're gonna talk
new
about
pictures.
that. We definitely gonna
We
talk
do need
about
new
that.
pictures
You need a new
because
picture.
we have a lot of people here that has made huge progress. And so if you do have pictures and new pictures, if you can put them side by side, that'd be great. Even if you have to hit us with two pictures, one with the before, one in the after, we'll put them side by side. But we definitely would love to see your progress and how far you've come. And I know I've jumped off the plan, but that just gave me the idea. Like, look, send some more shots in, man. Everybody's having remarkable, results, and we definitely want to share that with the community if you want to. But the hidden video today is about hidden carbs, and we're gonna uncover that hidden video.
Before we do that video, y'all, this is what I want y'all to do, though. Tanya Cooper that lost 50 pounds.
50 pounds, man.
On. Let me just slow down and say that again. Let me say
that one more time, so.
Tanya Cooper has lost 50 pounds.
50. She's
50.
got 50. A 50 spot.
Now, look, it's hard to lose 5 pounds.
Come
Look
on,
what she
man.
said. She insulin free. My God.
Insulin free.
Can everybody just say congratulations, Tanya, right now? Everybody that's watching
Yes,
right
indeed.
now, stop and say congratulations, Tanya. I mean,
Congratulations, Tanya.
50. Good Lord.
Yes. Yes.
50. Insulin free.
5-0, baby. 5-0. Just give a big shout out. Big shout out to Tanya.
Yo.
I got to do that before we even jump into the video, y'all. So, but I just want the sister to know that that's inspirational, phenomenal,
progress.
Just wonderful. I mean,
hey man, you know what though? We love to have you on the show, man, and just kind of tell your story of that.
Well, now, I can tell you, she's gonna be our guest next week. She's our guest next week, brother.
So Tanya's coming on the show next week.
Man, that's why that brother, my partner right there. Because you know what?
Finally,
already
we
ahead
get to
of
have
the
her
curve.
on the show. Finally, good gracious, we've been waiting
Yes,
forever.
indeed.
Awesome. So yes, she will be here next week. So Tanya, get your before and afters because you inspiring the people.
Yes.
You keep us going as brothers. Just to what you're doing. So great job. So, but look, we're gonna dive into tonight's subject to show you how you can be like Tanya and how you can get 50 off. 50 off.
Yes, 50 off.
All right, so let's check it out. Dr. Berg, y'all. Dr. Berg is always a resource, so check him out.
The main problem that I see with people is going out to dinner, okay? Because you don't always know what you're getting. So I'm just going to increase your awareness on some commonly sugar-filled or high glycemic type hidden carbohydrates, okay? Number one, processed cheese. Like you buy this burger patty, at the restaurant, and they put some cheese on it. If they're using processed cheese, there's a lot of sugar and a lot of carbohydrates in that, okay? So you want a high quality cheese. Barbecue sauce, especially if you're getting chicken wings or if you're getting ribs, that comes with a lot of sugar, okay, especially if you're eating out. So find the sugar-free ones. Dressings loaded with sugar. What you want to do is use olive oil and vinaigrette, okay? Sauces, oh my gosh. If you go to a Thai restaurant, do you know how much sugar they put in that sauce? It makes it taste so good that actually makes you hungry an hour later because it spikes the blood sugar and it comes down. So the sauces, that's really the problem with a lot of different meat dishes and things that you would buy. MSG, okay, this can spike your insulin by 300%. It's in virtually all of the fast food restaurants, okay, all the Chinese restaurants. It's in a lot of grocery store items. It's a flavor enhancer, okay, so you want to be careful about that. If you go to a restaurant, make sure they're not adding it in there. Breading on calamari or shrimp or chicken wings, that's a hidden carb that can throw you off. Okay, salsa, okay, a lot of hidden sugars. And of course, what are you going to scoop salsa with? Like a chip? Another carbohydrate. Dextrose, that's just a synthetic sugar in a lot of the deli meats that you would get. So you go to the store and get some deli meats, look at the ingredients. If it has dextrose, that's sugar. Maltitol is the worst sugar alcohol that you can get. It will spike your blood sugars. I can't even believe that this is on the market. You know, camouflaged as sugar-free when it really spikes your sugar. Chili, they put a lot of hidden sugars in that. Protein bars, I mean, look at the ingredients. Look at the sugar levels. They put agave syrup in there, and by the way, some people think agave is low glycemic because it doesn't increase blood sugars. Yeah, but it goes to the liver and spikes insulin resistance, thereby increasing insulin. So you want to stay away from agave. That's like way worse than sugar. Protein powders. Just read the ingredients. Some are okay, some are not okay. Crab meat, a lot of hidden sugar and MSG. Coleslaw. A lot of times at a restaurant, I'll order coleslaw instead of the fries, and it comes too sweet. Pickles, more sugar. Sausage, they put a lot of sugar in there. I mean, this is like insane how much sugar they put in our foods. It really increases the awareness of what's going on and why we have these problems, especially if you're combining the sugar with the protein. Soy oil, again, it's GMO. They use it in the restaurants. It can actually increase insulin resistance. So we want to stay away from soy oil and corn oil. So you have to actually be careful when you go out to restaurants just because they use that often. Meatloaf, meatballs. They put different breading in there and they put sugar in there as the recipe. So as you can see, there are so many things that can throw you off if you go to restaurants. So anyway, be aware of that. Look at the menu, make sure you ask questions, and try to avoid all this sugar. Thanks for watching.
Wow. Man,
That's
I'm
a
gonna
lot of
throw a
hidden
comment.
A lot
stuff
of
in
people
there.
there, man. Hitting everywhere.
Look what
A
Kimberly
lot of
Queen
hidden
No
stuff in
doubt.
there.
Look what Kimberly Queen says. Look what she says, folks. I'm gonna make it nice and big. Look
No,
what
and
she
everything
says.
good.
That's real. That's
Yep.
real. Lord, everything good is no good.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what's up, Kimberly. Let me answer your question. I mean, not your question, but your statement. I'm gonna answer your statement. The restaurants and food manufacturers know two things about sugar. This is what they know. First of all, sugar has no nutritional value. Pierre, am I lying? Sugar has no nutritional value.
Especially the type of sugars that they use. If you can get, like a raw or, like a sugar in the raw or organic sugar, that's minimally processed, you might get some nutrition out of it, but it's still pretty low, pretty much. It's to make foods taste good so that, so that they can make money. They don't care
That's
about
right.
you and what you put, they don't care about that. And put it this way, almost anything that ends in toast is a sugar.
You're right, brother. You're right.
Yes.
And so they put it in everything so it tastes good to keep you buying it. So, but look, we're going to break it down right now, and we're going to start with Brother Q. Big little brother, Q. I got to call him little brother now, even though he's the older brother. But Q, let's kind of dive into what this video is discussing and talk about some of these areas, okay?
Sure.
Explain this,
Well,
brother.
Yeah, they talked about hidden carbs that slow you down from getting into ketosis. But why? And let us explain. First of all, what is ketosis? Ketosis is when your body, it's your goal and objective if you're on a keto diet or you're reducing your carbs is to get to ketosis. Because once you get to ketosis, your body's running off an alternate fuel source. Your carb fuel is burned off and depleted from your body. And now you're burning that stored fat that we all have. We want to burn that. And our bodies actually function better when we're in that ketosis state. So that's our goal and objective. But these little hidden carbs will slow you down from reaching that objective because they keep your insulin levels risen. The big reason is fast food and restaurants can be tricky, as you just saw in the video. Even when you think you're eating low carb, there are little things that can trip you up. Arden, one of the things Arden made a point of emphasis to me because I never thought about it until Arden started hopping on this. He started hopping on what ketchup can do to you. There's things like ketchup and barbecue sauce and your the breading that they just talked about on your foods and things of that nature. all those little things trip you up and spike your insulin levels. And when they spike your insulin levels, that makes it more difficult for you to get to where you want to go. Your goal is to reach ketosis. And so we have to be very, very careful with our soy sauces and things of that nature, all those fast food and restaurant foods.
And Arden, playing off of what Q just said, can you dive into that? Can you continue this discussion, brother?
I mean, he really tapped on it a lot, and just a lot of foods that are high in carbs and sugars, you know, that you really don't think about and don't realize, as far as like those sauces and the a lot of times people don't think, and they think you're going out and doing something healthy and you get your salad, but you get cheese on it. And you might not get really high quality cheese. And a lot of those processed cheeses will have, you know, coloring, preservatives, bad oils, and it's really a problem. And it's a lot of times like these name brands, you look at them and it's most sure, and not to mention the quality of cheese. And I keep on going back to that when you start talking about cheeses. You know, if you're going to grab something really high quality, because the sugar's added to make a bad cheese taste good. And you can see it right on the back. And not to mention the sugar, but the carbs. You got 120 per slice. Now, how many people like me want 2 slices? I used to want 2 slices when I ate them joints, man. Who makes a grilled cheese sandwich with 1 slice?
Yeah.
Nobody. No, I was rocking 3, maybe 4 slices. I ain't gonna front, you know what I mean? And might throw some processed meat inside of it when I was eating like that, and that's bad because that's gonna have sugar pumped in anything else.
So before
but
you
condiments,
those other condiments,
and you know, I'm a ketchup fan. I'm sorry, brother.
Can you talk about Cheese Whiz for a second? I want you to just comment on cheese. People like stuff like Cheese Whiz. Could you just talk about how bad that could be for you? Stuff like cheese with processed cheese.
I just want you to think about this. The more processed it is, the worse it's going to be. You know what I mean? I remember you used to be able to shake that joint up and on the piece of crack or whatever else. The more processed, the worse, the further away you get from a natural source of food. So if the end game of this is to feed your body, this is not going to do it. Period.
And the real truth is none of that's real cheese.
None of it. Thank you. That's why I said when you start talking about quality, different cheeses, you can, yes. And I'm not a cheese person per se, because just the mucus that it causes, even on its natural form. But when you start getting beyond that and off of the beaten path, this is a lot of. I used to call it non-foods, and Lenny will tell you. I say 95% of the food that you go in to a grocery store and you think is food are non-foods. The ketchup, the condiments. The problem with the ketchup, the problem with the barbecue sauce, the problem with the cocktail sauce, the problem with the mayo and dips, etc., is that one huge, if it's natural, you got regular sugar in it. But most of the time, it's worse than that. They got bad oil in it, and they have a very bad substance called high fructose corn syrup.
Right. That's the worst.
That is designed to make you continue to eat when you're not hungry anymore. Literally, that is designed. Once again, it's designed to make you eat past the point of being satiated. It turns that off. But then you start talking about colors. You start talking about a lot of other aspects of those processed foods that, really, really turn your body into of things that attack your body internally. So if you want to have some nice sauce or seasoning and everything else, I go back into kind of getting your own. Get a high quality Schultz shaker that has a grinder on it and start grinding grinding it down so you get the quality in, whether if you use sea salt or something like that. And I would say minimize that. But if you're going to use something less processed so you can get some sort of nutrients out of it. Because we want flavor and we like flavor. But if you want to put something on your salad dressing, I mean, it's beautiful. Get extra virgin olive oil and find a good quality extra virgin olive oil. Some vinegar. Make yourself a vinaigrette. you know,
a good segue to
I'm
what
sorry.
Pierre's. I said, speaking of that, it's a good segue to what Pierre is about to cover about salad
Oh,
dressing.
yes, indeed.
Yeah, lots of times, being in the bodybuilding and all, we always had salads added to our nutritional plan. And, we were always, when I would go to my nutritionist, I was always limited to one or two brands. I think it was like some Walden brand and something else. And that was it. So after a while, I got to a point where I was just eating salad without no salad dressing because, it just had so much hidden stuff in there. And, if you look at the back of the label, it's pretty simple to me. If you can't read it, don't eat it.
It's real.
Yeah, I like how you keep it so simple, bro. I like how
I mean, they use a lot of chemical names, big chemical names that you'd have to look up to see what is you. I mean, you don't know. You might be eating cat guts or something. You have no clue because it's a chemical name or it's a process or chemical name, and they're trying to hide it so they don't want you to know exactly what it is. But you can look it up and find out. But the real truth is, like I said, being a bodybuilder all these years. That stuff adds so much extra calories, and if I'm trying to get the calories off and get lean as I can't do that kind of stuff. And so if you're trying to do that, there are substitutes, but you're going to have to look, really hard, and pay attention to the labels. But there are some alternatives out there. And, one of the things that Arden was talking about, he was talking about the high fructose corn syrup. That's the worst sugar on the planet. When you go to get your ketchup, you can see how big the ketchup bottles are because they know that you're gonna pretty much use all of that probably within a week or two.
You're right.
Because the high fructose corn syrups sending a signal to your brain that says you have not had enough. So when you go, I saw a ketchup. I actually saw a Heinz make a ketchup, and the thing was so tiny, but it has no sugar added. And it actually wasn't bad, and it was much more pungent and much more spicier flavor to it. And so if you get that ketchup, it'll probably last you a month or so. You're not even going to use it that much because it's real, because it's actually real. So you look for real. When you look at the back, if you see something that has 200 ingredients in it, and they list the biggest thing, to have the most down to the smallest stuff. So I always try to look for an ingredient list that has only a few items.
Yeah. Yep.
That's usually your best bet.
That's what I
It's
learned
more
when I
natural.
was going along.
And
Pierre,
Bernie's
look.
asked a question about the salad dressing. I think somebody kind of addressed it. And yeah, a good salad dressing would be as simple, like now he just said, olive oil, with maybe a little squeeze of lemon juice and maybe some fresh cracked pepper.
Yeah,
Damn, you got a nice salad dressing right there.
Vinaigrette, a really good balsamic vinaigrette.
Yep.
And,
I honestly, sometimes seriously, guys, I go out there and bootleg other people's the stuff I like out there. I look on the back of it and see what I like, and I'll go home and try to make that with what I use. Since I don't use a lot of the stuff they have on it, I'll do what I need to do to make it kind of, and it usually comes out to me better. Thank God.
Yeah,
sometimes I've missed, and but
Hey,
I've always been able to tighten it up.
We had a question, segueing from the salad dressing back to the cheese for a second, but she says Amish cheese bad. Do you want to, Roger, or one of y'all want to take that question?
Roger, you want to take that one, Roger?
Well, if she's talking about organic Amish cheese, no, it's not. Here's the problem. Just like they said, with the stuff that they put in there to preserve it. Now, Cuz was talking about, the ketchup. Now, that ketchup was probably organic. The problem with organic stuff, first of all, and I'm not trying to make this a racial thing, organic stuff is more pricey. So you put in your mind who make the most money and who make the less money. And that's the reason why the cheaper stuff got everything in it that's bad for you. Unless you got, like with me, through the blessings of God, I served in the military. So I don't pay that much for food and stuff because I go to the commissary and I buy all this organic stuff. So, but everybody don't have that option because it's all over it. If you look on back the item that you want to buy and it's 8 million words on it, put it back on the shelf. Go look for
Yes,
the one
sir.
that got 10 or 12 words on it.
Hey, look,
Grab that one, and that one is much better for you.
Pierre.
Yeah.
handle
Or
this
if the
for us
words
here.
of this blow.
You also have
Yeah.
to realize that you know the Amish market, you know, they're into making money. You know, it's kind of, you know, and I'm not trying to knock nobody or judge nobody. You know, it's funny how, you know, they can't have electricity in their house, but they sure take your payment electricity wise. So you got to know, you know, you kind of got to know that, you know, they have a lot of good tasting foods there.
Oh my God, y'all stop.
Pierre, you should limelight.
Pierre,
You should
Pierre.
moonlight as a comedian.
I mean, I just try to be honest, keep it real, understanding and knowing that, you know, I'm not trying to knock them, but at the same time, when you go to the Amish
It's a
market, just
business.
because it's Amish market, that don't mean everything in there is natural and good, you know. Because when I was at Giant one time, and I was trying to buy some chicken, and the chickens was the chicken thighs, they look like turkey thighs, you know.
Yeah.
So I
See,
wound
it
up
wasn't that chicken from the outside, but
I wound up at the Amish market, and I was like, I saw these chicken thighs that they had, these fried. I was like, man, them things are huge, you know. And the thing about it was when I drove around the back, I saw the same truck that was at Giant dropping off chickens. So if you think that they out there, you know, in the farm making, feeding these natural chickens, it is not like that. They're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing.
You're right, Pierre.
So
Look, talk
That's
about
why
this
you
for
got to make
Break
you got
this
to
down,
make sure
Pierre.
that whatever you get is organic. You got to go with the organic stuff to
Yeah.
really get the best.
Hey, now play later.
Pierre, talk about this for a second, because MSG is another thing that he covered in the video, and it says that it can spike your insulin levels over 300%. So watch out for not just Asian foods, but these other foods. Can you talk about MSG?
Yeah.
How
Well,
it's good?
MSG is short for monosodium glutamate, and they use it as a flavor enhancer. But you have to be careful with it. When you go to the Chinese restaurant, like the man was saying, they put it almost in everything. So you have to, you can tell them no MSG, please. And the thing about MSG, yes, it does a lot to, you know, mess with your, you know, insulin levels and all. But on top of that, it normally gives you a headache that can last for 2 to 3 days. And you have to drink plenty of water to flush it out of your system. So
right.
I try my best. I always read the back. I can't do MSG. I'm telling you, it's a headache that just won't go away. And you take whatever you want to take, it's still there. So, you know, stay away from MSG, family, as if you can. Stay away.
Pierre, if you start to live a clean eating lifestyle and you ingest some of this and you get these headaches out of nowhere, that's a clear sign that you ingested some of this being unaware. Am I correct?
Yes. And if you look at all the items on there, that's nothing compared to all the other items on the supermarket that has MSG in it. Almost everything does.
Yep.
Almost everything does.
You're absolutely right. Command Sergeant Major, talk about some important points for me here, brother. Because there's a lot of other foods out there that people are not aware of that's high carb and sugar laden and everything else. Can you discuss a few of these ones in here?
Yeah, well, we want to talk about, you know, the breading and what's in the breading and the truxas and in the deli meats and all that good stuff. And with the Detruxa, you know, that's not good for you. What they do, they put that in there. It's a sugar, and they put that in there so you will come back for it. It's also used as a preservative. You know, dextrose is what it's called. I'm sorry. Dextrose is a type of sugar that usually comes from corn or wheat. Dextrose is almost identical to glucose, which is the sugar found in the bloodstream. For that reason, it can quickly be used as a source of energy by the human body. Dextrose is often used in foods as an artificial sweetener or preservative. And that's exactly what you're dealing with. But you know, even though that may sound good, right? It's not good for you.
Come on, I got a question for you. I have a question for you.
What's up?
You know, is it the fact that manufacturers try to make stuff have a longer shelf life? Is that why some of this stuff has so many preservatives in it? And that's why it's so bad for you. Is that part of the reason right there?
That's the biggest reason.
That's the main reason.
Yeah.
That is the main reason why it's like that.
Yeah.
That is the main reason. I think somewhere we skip a slide or something because we didn't talk about
No. This part, the sweeteners, the sweeteners are right here. Let me show you. Because talk about these, because this is a huge subject as well, Command Sergeant Major.
There it is. That's what he was talking about. The maltitol sugar. Maltitol is a sugar alcohol. Now let me say that again. It is a sugar alcohol used as a sugar substitute. Anything that's lined up as an alcohol cannot be good for you. Come on, people. There's 75 to 90% of sweetness of sucrose in it and nearly identical properties except for the browning. It is used to replace table sugar because it's half as energetic, but it does not promote tooth decay and has somewhat lesser effects on blood glucose. So at that point, you think it's good for you, but it's not. It's not, because after eating too much of it, some people experience stomach pains, gas, and then they take some people to the bathroom like a laxative. And sometimes these side effects can be severe. These side effects can be severe, and you end up in the hospital. So though it may sound like it's good for you, it's not good for you at all. And this stuff is in everything. Candy, doggone cereal.
Yep.
Don't you know, if you look at cereal, Captain Crunch, not to be calling out Captain Crunch. Well, I ain't worried about Captain Crunch. He can't take me out. But Captain Crunch, if you look at the back of Captain Crunch has some of the same chemicals in it that they use to make arsenic. What about that right there? Think about that right there. There's some of the same chemicals in it that they use to make arsenic. And you know that's a
we give that to our children. And we give that to our children.
The funny thing about it is that is what you're saying is that if somebody has these effects, the last thing someone would think is that there was their cereal, or it was the gum they were chewing, or the cookies they had last night. That'd be the last thing they connected to. So you're taking all kinds of other drugs for something
back
that you
in the day, that peanut butter was toxic. That's why your parents used to tell you, don't let it sit in the roof of your mouth. Because the toxin will go up in your head and give you a headache.
Tanya,
that's why you got.
See that? Tweaking. She's tripping.
What you saying?
I love y'all.
Look, you lost 50 pounds. You can have king syrup anytime you want to, baby. Just do your, moderation.
Yeah. Just make sure you.
Hey, look, y'all, we're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna take y'all on vacation with me. So, I was supposed to show this a couple weeks ago, so I'm gonna just hit y'all with a couple quick slides and just show y'all. Now this was at one of the resorts.
Don't forget to show that one on the boat.
If you have not
tell
been,
where you were, Larry. Tell everybody where you were, if you would.
I'm at Della Palmar, which is a resort in Cabo San Lucas. I'm just chilling at the poolside on this one. Tashia had just laid me out because she had been drinking too much. So I put her out there too, and so she rolled out. So I said, "Go on, baby, go on. Take a dip in the pool." Anyway, we did this boat ride.
He didn't overcharge.
This boat was called the Cabo Ray. So if you ever go to Cabo San Lucas, this is by day it's a cruise boat that goes out. It's like a party, and it's pretty big. It's a whole couple hundred people. And by the evening, it's a dinner cruise boat. So they start off, you know, from the shore, and then they go all the way out to Capital St. Lucas. One of the main things you see is the arches.
So when we get closer
The
down
arch
to those,
rock formation is what
when we get closer down to those tan
the central
buildings,
signature.
that's where the resort is. So we get closer to those tan buildings.
And this boat,
Those tan buildings right
all
here.
you can eat, all you can drink. That was the problem.
the
It was
villa-
too much of all you could drink. You know what I mean? So you know, with that beer in front of you. Yeah, I had a lot of beer. Bro. I
Yeah,
had
you can deal with the eating part, drinking.
wine, everything. Here's,
We ain't say
here's-
nothing about the
here's
alcohol
the
yet.
resort. We was walking. Now, in this resort, we actually went to a little one of those timeshare things and got a little timeshare thing for less than the cost of what I went on this vacation. So, you know what I mean? It wasn't a hard sell for me because I know I wanted to come back to this spot. But this is Tashir and I walking down the resort area. They had a Viking ship in the middle, a pirate ship in the middle of the pool. They had a bridge underneath. Just a very nice place. Roger, what I will say is that the water in, because Cabo San Lucas sits off the coast of, they call it Baja California, which is like it's a lower peninsula that sits off the you know, San Diego and coming down from California. And the water,
No, thank you.
the water is no
They
joke.
getting their hustle on.
No joke, the water is.
No, thank you.
I mean, the waves
look
and
at
the
the
water,
waves.
the
I mean,
undertow.
Look at
You see how those waves are going back out the shore and coming back in?
this. Is the
That water will
Pacific,
suck you out like a
not the
vacuum cleaner.
Atlantic.
I mean,
This is the Pacific
I don't
Ocean.
travel like this.
It's a different.
Lot of fun. Lot of
It
fun.
reminds you of the California.
Now here we are on this boat ride. We went out and look at the waves.
The waves took us for a topsy-turvy for a second. Look at that boat. That's how we was going up and down, just like that.
Yeah, go on and set it in there.
If you want, you can stay right here if you want. Okay.
I just don't want nothing to be jumping over the out the boat.
I didn't see that.
We're going on divorce beach, they said.
Divorce beach. That's why it's getting rocky.
And the people on the boat with me,
I didn't see that.
my wife, and then Willie is the other brother right there with the camera in his hand, and his wife Denise. They go on vacation everywhere we
That's why
go.
it's getting rocky. Divorce
And
beach
so
side.
Willie and I also like to do this. We like to jet ski. So you know, I was getting it in at 60 years old, Pierre. I was like,
Hey.
Huh?
If I were, that would be every day for me.
Oh man,
No doubt.
No doubt. I'll be out there with you too. No doubt.
I mean, just wonderful. I recommend next year. Look, we said the Knight Brothers team was going on a vacation next year. I would recommend we go here.
Sounds good to me.
But,
Yes, sir. I'm with it.
Hey,
I'm down.
timeshare already, right?
Yeah.
I'm down.
Lots of fun, lots of fun. Now I want to show you this. There was when we went out to the arches, I actually swam about, I don't know, it was a good ways out there. And then I had the snorkel gear on, and so I went under the water, then I sat on the rocks when I got out there. Look at the fish, look at the marine wildlife that was there. This is with my GoPro, just swimming around. Look at all of these colorful, I don't even know what they are, Roger. You know what I mean?
Then you had the flippers on.
Yeah, I had the flippers on.
Yeah.
So,
That makes swimming a lot easier when you got them flippers on.
oh man, it was so easy.
Don't it?
The water was pretty salty, right?
And it was deep. I mean, you could see this water about 40, 50 feet deep. And this was the rock that I was on. I had my snorkel gear on.
Mm-hmm.
I was adventurous.
It was cool.
I wanted to climb up on the
The
rock.
water, how deep was the water there?
What about 50 feet deep? Look at, you can't even see the bottom. See it?
Yeah, you can see the bottom. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know about that. I don't know about that, bro. I ain't.
Yeah, but it's salt, if it's salt water, it's very buoyancy. It'll
easier
help
to swim.
hold you up. It's easier to
That's
swim.
right.
in.
Very easy to swim. Yes.
It's hard to drown in salt water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
If
And
you
I-
turn on your back, 9 times out of 10, you float.
Yep.
See, I had
You'll
these-
pop back up. You'll pop back up.
Yep.
But the fish, man, the fish was just beautiful. They was everywhere, man. You could see them all in the background. I was talking to this white guy that swam out there with me. And he said, look, get these things on your feet. It's easier to swim. So,
Oh, no question.
so that was
No
it.
question.
He was from California. So,
Come out here.
and then, so I had to swim all the way back, Pierre. This goes to tell you about
Away from the rock now. Swimming away from the rock. The rock was kind of, I stepped on the rock, but it kind of like cut my leg with the barnacles on the rock.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't do much more of that shit. But the view was absolutely amazing with the fish. The fish that was under the water, that shit was amazing. So, but like I said, Dolores Brown said, I'm 60, I can handle it. Hell with that. I'm doing good just to get out there.
I'll be yelling, Wilson.
Let me cut the
And the
camera
funny thing
off,
about it,
and I'm out. But this was
it looks
fun.
like
Just kind of made the vacation to a certain degree because I love the water. I've always been a good swimmer, praise God. These fins definitely help out.
I was swimming back to shore. You see how far
I
the
can
shore
pretty
is.
much
I had to
swim with these
back.
fins with no arms.
I was broken.
See what I mean?
yeah.
Fins are
Hey,
actually,
man,
actually
but
amazing.
it's a whole lot further than what it looks like when you're looking from the water level. Just
But in good Night Brothers fashion, we still exercise. This is Tashia and I running on the marina.
Oh,
wow. Like 3.5, something like that.
So we jogged back 3.5 miles.
It is.
This would be a nice route to walk or jog in the morning, wouldn't it?
It would be. That's what I was thinking.
Enough to motivate you, keep you moving.
The scenery. I would be happy with just jogging around here.
Let's go jog.
Morning.
My baby over there getting beside you, Paul.
All these little stands you see on the side here. You'll have people. That's the one thing about Cabo that I do not like is everybody will try to sell you something. And I mean everybody.
Right. The little children.
They be hustling, don't they?
Yes.
They want their USD. Want their US dollar, boy.
That's what tourists
so all these little booths and all these little boats are rental boats for, like, you can see this one is a fishing boat. Then they have glass bottom boats that you can go out. And the Ark is that way, like by the mountain. The Ark is out there, so they'll take you out there and hit all the sightseeing tours. Tourism on steroids. You think Florida is bad or the Caribbean? This is what these folks make their money off of. So that's what's up. Everybody getting set up this morning, but we out here kind of early. See all of this? Tours to the arch. See all those different things.
So those are the tours that you can get, and the prices seem high, but everything was in pesos, so it was like $18, 18 pesos per $1 US, almost 20 to 1. So when I went to rent a car, the guy said $5,000. I was like, oh hell no! I cursed him out. I ain't know no better. So but. Just
in the Buffalo
last
Style.
video, but just a wonderful location. She had a little.
Where are we? What's the name of this place? We're at Billy Gaines on Medano Beach.
Oh, okay. You got. Hold on. It's blowing now.
What's the name of the spot?
That's right on the beach.
No, we're at the beach.
That's all.
I don't know the name.
Oh, they got y'all exotic drinks. Yeah. The drinks are coming, y'all. The drinks are coming.
Cheers.
What the heck is this that you got?
This is the Miami Vice.
These are Miami Vices.
Like half pina
You got the pina colada. I got the little old lady drink of pina colada. Can you believe I just got a pina colada?
That's what I drink.
Toast. Who's toasting? What we toasting?
Toast to another beautiful occasion with the family.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Will.
Come on.
All right.
So yeah, y'all, that was the vacation, y'all. Just wonderful times, good night life, and everything else. So I just want to say, look, if y'all want to go next year, if y'all want to go on vacation next year, then y'all let us know what's up. All right, let us know what's up. But we're gonna transition into Pierre's book right now, and Pierre, tell us what's going on with the book, brother.
Man, I think that was just like my real life journey through life and through fitness, and how fitness helped to save my life. It came about with my friend Gloria. Gloria Mayfield Banks. She's #1 in Mary Kay in the entire world. She's been there for 5 years, and I've been training her for 18 years. And so she wanted me to speak with her to try to help some of the women in her group to eat healthier, because, you can make all the money you want, but, you give it all to the doctors when you're sick. So I started, so she said, you need a product. So, I sat down to do a tape, and the tape turned into a book. And I had a ghostwriter and a lady, because I can't spell worth nothing, and I'm not that great at typing. So, I came in, a lady came in the gym one day, her name was Jan, and she said, what you doing? I said, well, I'm writing something. I'm going to do this product, with Gloria. I'm going to have a tape, and I'm going to sell a tape. So I'm going to speak on the tape, and I'm going to tell people, some information and things that Gloria wanted me to tell her. So she said, you got somebody to type it? I said, no. She said, well, I'll do it. And so I kept writing, and she kept typing.
Wow.
I kept writing, and she kept typing. And then one day she came to me, and she said, I think we got enough for a book. I was like, a book? I was just trying to make a tape. And so she said, I think we got enough for a book. And I said, well, I don't have no money for no book. And she said, well, I have a trust fund, and I get $10,000 a year. I like to invest $5,000 into your book.
Wow. Amazing.
And I was like,
that's impressive.
Yeah. I was like, what? He goes, yeah. So what we started on it, and we there's pictures all through it that we took at different gyms, and we explained about exercises. It's a whole lot of packed information in there. And so once we finished the book, I spoke with Gloria, and that same day I sold $2,000 worth of books in one day.
Wow. And Q, you have the book, right? Q, you have the book?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Could you show folks what the book look like? I'll make your screen bigger.
Here's what the book looks like, guys. You can see it.
Yep, we see it.
Yeah, and
here's the back.
Now Q met up with Pierre and got the book, and Q picked it. So look, this is what's going to happen, folks. This book is going to be part of the show moving forward, because there's some great stuff in there. So Q, you picked out something to show this week. So why did you pick this out? And you and Pierre talk about
just a small little segment, because I know we didn't have much time, and we're going to delve into this more as we go on further shows. But it talked about self-love and self-care, a subject that is near and dear to all of us. And we just want to delve into a little part of this, Pierre. We're not going to be on this long, because it's like quarter after an hour already. But we're going to follow up with this. But let's talk about this self-love a little bit, Lenny, as you move forward with what we have here on the screen.
Right. Pierre just talks about self-love, that there is no doubt in my mind, body, and spirit that I know. Knowing the meaning of total freedom is self-love. This means I embrace the choice to love myself without expectations of judgment. The secret is, whatever you do it for yourself, the love of self. You can't change the natures of others, but you can show them the way by being a role model with your own self-love. Just tremendous, Pierre. Tremendous, brother. Tremendous.
Thanks, man. It's just part of my. It was just part of my journey, and I wanted to share this information with people, and I'm basically for the most part a quiet person, and quiet people have stuff to say too, and and you really the thing about it is one of the things that sometimes we don't have enough words for the meaning of the things that we really want to say. You know, because of the limitations of the English language. So, you know, we just need to know, you know, that, you know, God loves us 1,000 times more than we can love anybody, our parent, our kids, anybody. God loves us that much, you know, and we have to understand that, you know, we don't get in life all the things we want, but we get in life what we deserve. And if we love ourselves to the point where we deserve these amazing things and amazing life, it will come to us.
Amen, brother. Amen. Amen.
You know,
so
everything.
Pierre, in the coming weeks, we want you to tell people where you can get the book and all of those types of things, and we're going to just keep promoting. Because we only put one page out of hundreds of pages, and we really.
And so we're going to be following up more about this in the coming weeks, though. So no question about it, guys.
Yeah. And we also want to.
So as we wrap it up this week, we got a couple of things we have to wrap up as we're getting late in the hour.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up real fast, but we wanted to say the Bread Will Make You Spread Challenge, the 2-week challenge, starts today, September 21st, and it goes through October the 4th?
The 5th.
Right. October the 5th. So, we're going to try to eliminate as many bread and carbs as we can. That's why we talked to you about hidden carbs earlier in the show. To start to try to eliminate some of those things. We want you to check in next week and tell us your progress, all right? Whether it's lost weight, whether it's clothes fit looser, or whatever that is. So that's what we're going to do. So look, y'all, we've been on here a long time tonight. We're going to wrap it up and just going to close it on out. You know what I mean? So, fellas, you want to go around the horn? Roger Parker, Command Sergeant Major, or Q, you want to start? Which one of y'all want to start tonight?
I'll let Command Sergeant Major get his in.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in as always. We hope that the information that we put out has helped. May not help everyone, but at least it will help someone. You know? And so we're going to see you. Well, Pierre and I won't see you till week after next. But during that time, we want to say stay healthy and stay blessed. Thanks for coming.
Amen. Amen. Arden Smith, my brother, what you want to close it out with tonight? I think you muted.
We can't hear you, Arden. We can't hear you.
See, I wanted to thank everyone and thank everyone for coming back. And it's great to be back and good to see these guys behind us. So definitely, we just appreciate you. And we're looking forward to seeing you next week. And don't forget that bread will make you spread. So we're going to be away from that. So just passing it on. Let's get up out of here.
All right. Q.
I just want to, once again, I want to reiterate, thanks to everybody for coming out and joining us tonight. You guys are fantastic. You always stick with us, and we're going to stick together, guys, and hopefully you'll join in with the challenge, the Bread Will Make You Spread Challenge, and we'll get results out of that. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week, when next week our special guest will be Miss Tanya Tenacious Cooper. So looking forward to it next week.
All right. Pierre?
Yeah, I just wanted to, thank you guys for the tremendous opportunity, to be able to share, and try to help people, to become healthier and happier. That's what it's all about. That's what we came here for, and, I just wanted to tell people I had an issue where somebody kept asking me about the 6-pack. How can I get a 6-pack? And I was just trying to explain to them, and this will be real quick and brief, is that, genetically, that plays a role. Some people have 6-packs, some people have 4-packs, some people have 2-packs, some people have 12-pack. Let's see what kind of pack you got. But again, it all comes down to the genetics, and how you train, and your nutrition. So it's all doable. Anybody can have it. If you look at Miss Ernestine Shepherd, she's 87 years old and she got a nice 6-pack. It's all doable. If she can do it, anybody can do it, because that's what she preaches. So I hope you guys be safe. Have a great night. We love all you guys, and hope to come back next week and the week after and the week after.
Amen. Amen. And look, I just want to say thank y'all for picking back up with us. We've had a couple weeks vacation and, you know, a week off. Q had some dental surgery last week, and God bless that he's okay. And we're back at it, folks, and we love y'all. And we're going to see y'all next week to check in on the bread will make you spread. Thank y'all. Peace and love, and we want to say good night. That's all. Peace. All right?
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.